All right, all right. Let me know if y'all can hear me. What's going on out there? Go ahead and let it fill up real quick before I dive into everything that I have to talk about. Because man, I have a lot to say about uh, the schedule alone, which is kind of surprising. What's up, NASCAR boy? You said audio is good. Okay, cool. Man, what a day today. What a freaking day. Not just like not just the Cup Series schedule, but the Xfinity and trucks, man. I got so much to say about it. So there we go. Let's go ahead and fill that chat up. There we go. Gloctopus, what's going on? What's happening? Oliver, what's up? Fastlane, what's going on? What's up? Okay, I gotta get out of my system. Rockingham is back. Let's go, man. My favorite racetrack is back on the NASCAR schedule. It's not on the Cup Series schedule, but damn it, it's back. At least, for the Xfinity and trucks. Um, I was going crazy earlier. I can't even lie. I was going crazy earlier when I was actually driving when the schedule came out, and I was just sitting there screaming in my car the whole time. Cause I'm just looking like once Adam Stern put out that tweet, I was like, okay, yeah, it's official. OJ and Toothpaste, what's going on? What's up? One wise guy, what's up? Hope y'all all having a good one. Hope y'all been having a good day so far. I know for me, it's been a very good day because of this obviously the schedule and Rockingham. So man, so yeah, today in this stream we're going to talk about the 2025 schedule, and we're going to talk about we got to talk about the NASCAR media because that's been on my mind all week. Listening to these podcasts, it's been pissing me off. Like just hearing what everybody's saying about trying to defend the playoffs and shit. So I'm gonna dive into that eventually. So yeah, Master Snake. Um, that's right. The Rock is back. Master Snake said, "I wonder if Dale Jr. has something to do with the Rock coming back, just like he did with North Wilkesboro." I don't think he did. Like I don't. Junior, trust me. When he Junior was making it be known all the time that he wanted North Wilkesboro back, he kept bringing it up on his podcast. He went out to North Wilkesboro to cut weeds and all that. Like he was making it be known. Like I think he had very little to do with this. Actually, no involvement at all. As a matter of fact, just need some Cup guys running trucks in Xfinity or both that weekend. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. I'm gonna get into what Rockingham needs to do to make sure those grandstands are full. Because if both of these races are sold out, that sends the message to NASCAR and be like, and they'll be like, okay, we'll take the Cup Series there in 2026. Hopefully, people have to show out next year for these trucks and Xfinity races because if they don't, that's going to make the chances of the Cup Series going there in 2026 very slim. And then we're going to have another situation like how it was a couple years ago or like what a decade ago when the truck series went there. Even though people did show up, it was about 70% full for both of those races. But yeah, what do you think of Lion Rock? I'm happy. That one caught me off guard. Like I did not see that coming when it came to I should get to playing the game right here. I did not see that coming at all. Like I did not know that Lime Rock was gonna, be on the schedule. It was some people on Twitter that was saying that they heard rumors about it being on the truck series schedule, and I was like, oh, because I never heard any rumors of Lime Rock getting at it. So I found that pretty interesting, and I was quite surprised when I saw the official account for that racetrack put out that tweet, and I was like, oh shit, okay. Um, Should they repave the rock? They already did. They repaved it last year, either last year or the year before that. What's that guy name? It's a guy that has a YouTube channel. He be hanging out with these like retired drivers. He actually he was actually recording the guys repaving the track. I remember that. I watched a video on it a while back. But yeah, they repaved the Rockingham like a year and a half, about a year ago. So the track is aging already. That track is going to age quick. Your thoughts on Zane Smith being released? I'm um I'm gonna get to that in a moment. I feel bad for him though, so I want to dive into this 2025 schedule. So I'm gonna start off with the Cup Series. So the noticeable change with the Cup Series schedule that most people give a damn about is NASCAR is finally going international. Um, a points paying international race. They going to Mexico. So, and I'm very happy about that. I've been wanting to see a points paying international race for a while. NASCAR they did go to Japan back in the '90s, but it was an exhibition race. So now they're going to be doing a points paying race there, and they're going to be running the F1 layout. I think it's a slight change to the layout but for the most part, like the layout that F1 runs, that's the layout that they're going to be running on. So I'm looking forward to that. I know it's a lot of people that's kind of like saying that, oh, another road course or whatever. And I feel like that we don't. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's like what, six road courses on the schedule or seven? I think it's seven now, but you got to think though that it's still majority of the schedule is still oval. So I'm not too upset about that. I was hoping that they would have got rid of the Roval and ran the oval at Charlotte during the chase. Run like a 500-mile daytime race there. That would have been nice because right now Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's really starting to peak. But yeah, like the Mexico City, that should be it's gonna be a big event. Amazon Prime now has two big races. They got the Coca-Cola 600, and they have Mexico. So that's two huge events for them in their first, season covering NASCAR. So that's good. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing the reception that Daniel Suarez get. Since that's his home place. Hopefully Amazon hopefully they end up like they got coverage. They covering the driving intros because I just want to hear the loud amount of cheers that he gets when he gets introduced because that's going to be kind of chilling. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. But yeah, though that's going to be. I like the change. I'm looking forward to seeing how much NASCAR promotes it. This is a huge this is another step in trying to um what's the word I'm looking for? Another step in trying to like pull, be more diverse and get, try to explore, just trying to explore other, just trying to explore. So hopefully they end up hopefully it's a good, it has good attendance and everything, and they can end up hopefully putting on a good show. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Man, like dislike, what's up? Some random kid, yo, what's up? What up? What up? What up? Um, that's the YouTuber. Oliver. He said. Hopefully I say his name right. Stapleton 42. Yeah, yeah. That's the guy. That's the guy I'm talking about. Yeah, he was at Rockingham like a year and a half ago, and he was actually recording those guys repaving the track and everything, explaining like the process that they're going through. Um, so yeah, I enjoyed it. 4 new tracks are wild. Yeah, man. So Mexico, yeah, that's a good move. I like that, and that's pretty much the only noticeable change, at least to me, when it comes to the Cup schedule. Now, of course, you got the playoffs. They added New Hampshire and Gateway, and I'm not a fan of those those changes. 2 flat tracks doesn't really do it for me at all. Mainly because of like how the way this car races right now at the flat tracks or just short tracks in general. So I don't see those being, you know, I just don't see the point in adding 2 dull races into the playoffs. Like this is supposed to be like your most exciting time of the year, and you end up adding 2 flat tracks. So I don't understand that. Um, so yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. But that's all I have to say about the Cup Series schedule. To be honest, like I'm glad that he going to Mexico, and and I'm not really a fan of the changes when it comes to the chase. And oh yeah, they're adding Talladega to the round of 8. So it's getting closer and closer to that. That the end of the season mark. So they just keep pushing it. I'm not a huge fan of the schedule. The playoffs schedule sucks. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like it just doesn't do it for me. I don't understand why they just didn't keep Gateway in June. I think yeah, that's where it was at. It was in June. I feel like that was a pretty good place for that track. Like part of the season, like the crowd was sold out. Like I feel like that it should have just stayed in June, and now they moving it into the playoffs. So I wonder how that's gonna go. I don't. I feel like it's an unnecessary change, to be honest. But now I want to talk about the Xfinity and Truck Series schedule, and obviously the elephant in the room. I'm about to address it. Rockingham is freaking back now. I don't want this to be a case to where, like how it was a couple years ago when they went to the Truck Series, went to Rockingham, and then they went there for 2 years straight, and then that was it. Like NASCAR, they never returned to Rockingham again until now. So what they need to do, they need to promote the hell out of this race. They need to like just do everything in their power to make sure that they can get as many people to the racetrack. Like obviously promoting it. I would love to see Cup Series drivers. I'm not a fan of Cup Series drivers running in the lower series, but in this case, I wouldn't mind it just to have, because whatever to put asses in seats. So Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. I don't mind. They can go full on 2007 and have like half of the Cup guys run in those races. I don't care because they're going to generate interest and people will be like, oh, Kyle Larson in this race, Chase Elliott in this race. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go. Kyle Busch, I'm going to go ahead and attend. This is the only time I wouldn't mind seeing that. So hopefully, um, we could see some Cup Series regulars. Maybe it'd be nice to see Jamie McMurray come out of retirement because Rockingham was like Jamie McMurray's like that was like one of his best tracks. Um, like early on in his career, especially when he was in the Busch Series. I think he won there like what 2 or 3 times. Catching up on the chat real quick. 6 road courses for 2025. Uh, I appreciate that one wise guy. Telling everybody hit the like button. I appreciate that. Circuit of America's third race of the year seems weird to me. Yeah, that is kind of that is a little different. Um, man, when was the last time we had a road course that was so like early on in the season like that? Like we got a road course that's going to be the third race of the season. That is different. What up, what up, Mike? uh, Brandon, I'm happy to see the Rockets back. I remember being a kid going there. Man, man, if you had the privilege of going to Rockingham, man, you are lucky. That is a man. It's such a great racetrack, such a great racetrack. Uh, New Hampshire is the biggest problem with me in the playoffs and Talladega in the round of eight. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm not a fan of that. I think there should be a break after Mexico. Yeah, they only get 1 week, 1 week, um, and then that's it. They only get 1 week of vacation, then they one off week, and then they back at it. And you know who that's going to upset? Freddie Kraft, Brett Griffin, and them, who like to complain the most about not getting enough time off. And I get it, man. They need time off, but like this is what you signed up for. Like, come on now. But yeah, man, like I ain't gonna lie, like I'm kind of thinking about making the trip up to Rockingham. I mean, I'm nowhere near the track, but I love this track so much. I want to support it. Like when IRP came back, I went there and like I got some tickets. I didn't go there the first year they came back. I think that was in 2022, but in 2023, me and my brother we went there and we saw Ty Majeski whoop everybody ass that night. But it was cool being at that track though. It was great. But I doubt if I end up going to Rockingham. As much as I love the track, as much as I want to support it, obviously I'm gonna be watching it on TV. And man, I just like they need to just pull out all the stops, man. They gotta have concerts and all types of entertainment throughout that whole weekend. They got to do everything in their power to make sure that they pull a really good crowd. Yeah, I'm not saying it needs to be sold out. I mean, it would be nice if both races were sold out, but is that being unrealistic? I don't know. But if they can get it to like, I don't know, both races can be like 85 to 90% full. I know that they took out grandstands. They took out some more grandstands since the last time they raced watch NASCAR make Daytona the final race of the year in 2028 is coming. Man, the day they do that, I'm done. I won't even watch. I'll be done unless they. I mean, even if they made Daytona or Talladega the last race of the season with a full season points format, I still wouldn't. I mean, I'll still be watching because they got a full season points format, but still though, that's is that how you want to end the season with a freaking plate track? Gateway was the week before Sonoma. Yeah, it was around that like what June period. Like I said, I think that was like a good spot to keep Gateway at. I don't understand why they. I feel like it's unnecessary to move it. What's up, movement? What's going on? Riverside in the '80s. Oh yeah, Riverside. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And by the way, what up, bro? What if? Good to see you in the chat, man. Um, yeah, everybody saying Riverside Daytona Road Course in 2021. Man, my memory, I can't think straight right now. Um, it sure was Daytona Road Course was like the yeah, it definitely was the second race of the year in 2021. Uh, yeah, Mike, yeah, we definitely got to go to more tracks. My brother in the chat, by the way. Don't worry, Mike. We definitely go hit up more tracks, man. I want to go to Gateway next year. I still want to go to the brick, not the Brickyard, um, the Indianapolis 500. That's that's at the top of my uh, list of like tracks that I want to events that I want to go to next year. Uh, yeah, man. But I'm so happy to see Rockingham back though, man. Like people just kept saying that, oh man, I don't know if this is gonna return, and they said the same thing about North Wilkesboro. It came back. So I definitely wasn't giving up on Rockingham. Rockingham is just such a good racetrack, man. You can run. I talked about it in my video. You can run everywhere. You can run top, middle, low. The track has a lot of banking and it chews the tires up. I mean, like over what, like 3 seconds of fall off, and every time, like you can choose any race, and just about any race there is pretty good, man. Like no matter which race you select, when you go back and watch a Rockingham race, it's that damn good. Like I'm in the middle of watching the 2002 season right now, and I ended up on just watching that battle between Johnny Benson and Mark Martin. I mean, they just sideways off the corner, both of them, both on old tires, both low on fuel. Mark Martin trying to do everything he can to, you know, close the gap to Tony Stewart in the championship. Like it was just some good shit, man. That is an excellent racetrack, and it's a crime that they stopped racing there for so long. So I wish they could take the Cup Series back there next year, man. Like I just wish they can do it. Damn, I'm about to crash. I wish they can just add it back now, man. But I guess and they trying to see like how it'll do when it comes to the lower series. again. And I just hope that people can just show up. Some other things about the schedule when it comes to the lower series, uh, I think the Xfinity series they got rid of Darlington, like they took a date away from it. They're going to be going to Gateway finally, and I heard it's going to be a night race too. Um, they got rid of Richmond, and I think they're not going to New Hampshire anymore. So, um, yeah, it's disappointing. I'm one of the few people that actually like Richmond, like modern day Richmond, and so yeah, like I am disappointed that they got rid of Richmond, but shit, I'm not too upset. I mean, you adding Mexico and you're adding Rockingham, like I'm not mad at all. Damn it. Let's see. Thoughts on Zane Smith? Trackhouse did him dirty. So I'll briefly touch on this real quick. So when it comes to Zane Smith, like, yeah, I mean, I guess you can say that they did him dirty because he thought that he was going to be in a when they signed him, he thought that he was going to be like in a long term contract with Trackhouse. You know, you thinking that he's gonna eventually be in a like a official third Trackhouse car once they acquire a charter and all that. You thinking that like okay, he's gonna be in the Trackhouse family for a good minute, and then here comes this SVG guy out of nowhere, and because didn't they sign Zane Smith before SVG came along? And I think when they signed SVG and they saw like how like he was just tearing it up, like he won at the Chicago Street Course last year. Then he proceeded to go Xfinity full time, and he's been winning races this year. At the he got 3 wins this year, all their road courses, but still. And I think he got the most playoff points when it comes to like out of all the Xfinity drivers. So I think Justin Marks didn't see that coming. I guess I don't know, and he saw probably how Zane Smith was performing in the Cup Series, even though he's been improving over the past like what 6 7 weeks to his credit. But I guess it was like one of those tough decisions where he was just like, man, who do I want to take a chance on? This guy that's really good at road courses. He's already won a Cup race. Like he's a proven Cup winner. Or do I want to take a chance on this young kid? Um, and I think the decision was pretty easy because SVG, he's going to make the playoffs next year. All he needs is a win. Like, and they got what, 7 road courses on the schedule, 6 road courses on the schedule. Like, he's going to win a race next year. So, they took their chance with SVG. So, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for Zane, but I think Zane will land somewhere. I don't think it's gonna be before because I'm hearing that they've been doing him dirty. Um, So I don't know. I think he's talented, man. Like I don't think anybody's just gonna overlook him and just be like, eh. But yeah, I do feel bad for him because I do think that Zane, maybe RFK, because they look into buying a third charter. And I remember something that people might have forgotten. Brad Keselowski put Zane Smith in the 17 car a couple years ago when Chris Buescher had COVID. It was the week after the Coca-Cola 600 after he flipped. And then next thing you know, the news came out saying that he had COVID and all that. And then they put Zane Smith in the 17, and he actually went out there and performed pretty good. So if Brad acquires a third charter, which it sounds like he's in the process of doing that, I could see Zane Smith landing at RFK. So even though I would like to see that ride go to Ryan Priest, but I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. Man, who else is in the chat? JC in the chat. Schedule out of 10. Rate the schedule out of 10. The Cup Series schedule, I don't know, like, uh, I gotta factor in Phoenix being a finale again. I'm tired of that track being a finale, and I don't dislike Phoenix like that, man. Like I think it's a middle of the road track, and it's just getting a lot of backlash because it's not finale worthy. So, um, I'd probably say like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 or 7 out of 10 when it comes to the schedule, the Cup Series schedule. Xfinity and trucks would probably be like around 8.5, and that's mainly because of Rocky Hill. But you got Lime Rock, you got all year the Truck Series is going to the Roval, which is I guess it's fine. I'm kind of shocked, but that's probably gonna be that's gonna be chaotic. I really don't have any thoughts about that. I kind of want to see them. I want. Here's what you could do when it comes to the Roval. Take the Cup Series back to the Oval at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and you could leave Xfinity and you could leave trucks on the Roval. I feel like that's a good compromise. So that way they won't be getting rid of the Roval completely. You'll still have you'll still have you know you'll still be getting use out of it. Now I don't know how fast they can flip everything around throughout the weekend. That's the only thing. So I guess that's something to think about because I do want to see the Cup cars back on on the oval at Charlotte because the Cup cars they suck at the road courses right now, and I don't think the racing is going to be any better next year unless NASCAR ends up surprising us and makes some drastic changes to the car. But yeah, I'll say the Cup Series schedule probably like a 6.5 or 7, and then out of 10, and then Trucks and Xfinity probably like an 8 for both of them. I keep crashing. Man, I'm rusty at this game. Uh, let's see. Elite Precision, your thoughts on Josh Berry flip? Um, I got real quiet when like I was real tensed up when it happened because not only was he flipped, he was skidding across the apron really fast, and then he just pounded the wall. So I'm looking like, oh shit, like that's that's not good. And but I guess according to Josh Berry, it wasn't as bad as it looked, according to his interview. But yeah, like I don't know, man. Like I feel like grass. Like, did they really improve anything by removing the grass? Now, some people said that yeah, they did. He didn't. We didn't see nobody like barrel roll, but still, like Josh Berry, he flipped over and then he pounded the wall. So like, is this an improvement? Like, I don't really know because he said it wasn't as bad. So I guess it's kind of an improvement. I don't know. Like, I'm just not a fan of like removing grass. I kind of wish they could just put turf down. People need to realize too that no matter what you do to these race cars, it's they're gonna flip no matter what, unless you slow them down all the way until like you have to slow them way down to like prevent a flip. I guess like what Denny Hamlin said on his podcast, you got to slow them down all the way down to like at least 150, 160 miles per hour, and even then you still might see a flip. people need to realize too that Michigan and Daytona, Talladega, they're doing over 200 miles per hour at these tracks. The chances of seeing a flip is pretty high because of the speeds they're carrying. With that being said, I think the underbody does play a role, maybe a little bit, as to why they're flipping a little bit more easier. It's just hard to say, man. I mean, we seen flips with the COT, we seen flips with the Gen 6, we seen flips with the Gen 4. I feel like people shouldn't freak out about it, but um obviously you don't want to see nobody get hurt, but you just don't want NASCAR to panic and just be like, let's slow these cars down even more. And, we don't want to see that. We tune in because we want to see cars go fast. It's already kind of depressing seeing them going like 180 miles per hour at most by themselves, at least at that track. I don't know, man. It's just hard to say. You can flip over at any speeds. I mean, like what, um, like this, like he said, I flipped my truck at 40 miles per hour. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like it's hard to say what they should do, to be honest. Like I'm not an expert on, you know, physics and all that. So I don't know. Like I just think they shouldn't panic. I think that they don't slow the cars down. Um, I don't know. So, let's see. Smith to the 60. Smith. Yeah, or he could be to the 97 since the 97 isn't available no more. Since they could RFK can bring back the 97. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. I'd rather see John Hunter Nemechek in the 2311. Uh, if they can get a third charter, I would like to see what John Hunter Nemechek can do in a top-notch car in the Cup Series. He's kind of back to that situation that he was at when he was at front row. So just running in mid pack. Baloney Burger is in the stream. What's up, man? What's up? What is up? Anthony Stewart. I know I'm late, but trucks and Lime Rock would be amazing. I agree, man. Like I'm happy about Lime Rock. I'm happy about Rockingham. Those are like the main two like changes to the schedule, the main two additions to the schedule that just I'm happy about Mexico too. Like that's like what NASCAR did. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot of things to criticize NASCAR on. Trust me. But Ben Kennedy, man, he been going crazy with the schedule lately. Like within the past couple of years. Yeah, it's some things that you could look at, you be like, I don't know about that. But for the most part, he's made the schedule very interesting, man. I mean, just imagine showing this schedule to somebody from like 2015 or 2014. They'll be looking at you like, damn. Jamie McMurray won the last four Rockingham Xfinity races consecutively, said Mod. That's what I'm saying, man. So, Dale Jr. He need to contact Jamie McMurray one day, man, and try to get him in a JRM car, um, and try to get him into one of these get him to the Xfinity Rockingham race. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, get the Cup stars, get some guys out of retirement. Like, let's try to persuade people to go to this race, and not just go to this race, but to watch this race on TV. What do you think of the racing this year so far? Hit or miss. It's been hit or miss. Like we had some close finishes, but it's been some pretty bad moments too this year. Some races where the tires are not wearing out at all, and it just creates A freight train, nobody can really do anything. It's been hit or miss, man. It's been hit or miss. Probably say a tad bit. I don't know. Like it's hard to say. Uh, man. Let me give me your rating when it comes to the schedule for all three series, like out of 10, like in the comments. Like, see, what's y'all? Give me your rating, like out of 10. Like, what do y'all think of the schedule for all three series? Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks. Like I said, mine's for Cup 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. Xfinity and Trucks 8.5 out of 10 for those two. Rufus in here. What's up, man? My bad. I know I'm late. I'm going on tangents and stuff. I'm just now looking at the chat and seeing some of the names that's popping up. Caden's in here. Um, Tony Tiger. What's going on, y'all? What is up? Uh, that's a long ass name that you got the unknown element. I'll just call you that. Man, man, what is up, y'all? Y'all showing out again this doing this stream. I appreciate that. So yeah, man, if you're just not joining the stream, like I said earlier, man, I was going crazy in the car. Like I was driving earlier when I heard the Rockingham news was official, and I went crazy. Um, so now it's just all about. Now I'm about to be nervous all the way up until race day because you don't know how the attendance is gonna look. I just hope the attendance is great, man. And like I said, like I asked for IRP, I got it. I went out there and supported. IRP is right near me though. When it comes to Rockingham, I gotta probably catch a plane to go over to catch that track, to catch a race there. But I just hope that the people that's been asking for it, you watch it on TV, or if you're in the Carolina area, put your money. I can't even say it. Put your money where your mouth is, and go to that track, man. Support that track so we can get a Cups race there in 2026. Please. Like, I'm going to be saying this over the next, like, what, 7 to 8 months? Well, no. Yeah, like about 6, 7 months or something like that. Uh, please do not, please do not, you know, put anything politics related in the chat. This is talked about NASCAR. We're just talking NASCAR here, folks. We're not talking about anything politics. So I will appreciate y'all if y'all don't put anything in the chat about that. Um, but what was I about to say though, man? But yeah, man, Rockingham, just just gotta support it. Um, let's see. I'll tell you this. I don't like Dagan in the round of eight. I agree. I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised it's Mexico and not Canada with a points race, given how much more precedent Canada has in NASCAR. Yeah, yeah, that is true. Um, let's see. Fastlane gave this. Trucks and Xfinity schedule an 8 out of 10, and he gave the Cup Series schedule a 6 out of 10. Mike gave the Cup Series a 7.5 out of 10. Um, I appreciate that Rufa for deleting these political comments. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much, man. Always coming through. uh, Chrome Diesel, what's up, man? What is up, man? What game are you playing? This is Race to Sun. This you literally trying to just you're trying to make sure the sun doesn't go down. You try to collect these little things to keep the sun up. As you can see, it's not looking good for me right now. Um, I'm gonna get to the NASCAR media side in a minute. The NASCAR media defended the playoffs. They drinking the Kool-Aid. Um, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I'm just trying to catch up with you guys' chats real quick. How will you how will you all feel if Atlanta became the last race again? If it wasn't a super speedway type track, I wouldn't mind it. If they would have turned Atlanta into like a what Atlanta used to be, um, I'm not talking about what they made it after 1997. I'm talking about pre 1997 Atlanta when it was like it was kind of like a shorter homestead. If they made it like that, hell yeah! Like I would have loved if Atlanta would have been the last race of the season. Hell yeah! But they made it into a super speedway, so and they're not about to change that. A lot of people love it. I'm kind of mixed on it. Like I will admit that the race there earlier this season wasn't bad, but it's like man, I still don't think they should have made that track into a super speedway. So, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, as the track continues to age, I feel like that it probably will become a little bit more interesting because it's kind of going to be like a shorter Daytona from like the pre 2010s when it was bumpy and rough, chewing the tires up. The field gets spread out. That's what I'm hoping out of Daytona now. But I think Daytona still has like some ways to go before it end up getting like that. Uh, Thoughts on Leave Diffie first broadcast. Okay, this would be the final thing I'm gonna say before I get into the NASCAR media stuff. So Lee Diffie, and that's another thing that made that Daytona race this past weekend, at least the finish, like Lee Diffie did his thing, man. Now I'm familiar with Lee Diffie because I watch IMSA, I watch IndyCar, so and he covers like all of those. So I'm familiar with his voice and just from like the start of the green flag, man, like the first lap, like I just had goosebumps, man. I was like, okay, this is about to be good, man. He that was one of the best calls I heard in years, man. In years. And then him saying like Jeff Burton, your little boy has done it. That's gonna be iconic, man. That's right up there with like Alan Bestwick saying his 2001 call for the Pepsi 400, using lessons from his father to go from sixth to first. Like that's right up there with Alan Bestwick's call to that. Like that was really good, man. And then showing him celebrating in the booth, like that, I was happy, man. Like I know a lot of people was pissed off about the Harrison Burton thing. Don't get me wrong, I was too. But at the same time, like I had conflicted thoughts. I was like, damn, man, like I'm happy for this dude, but he should not be in the playoffs. And I guess that's a good segue into the NASCAR media deal. Um, so I listen to a lot of NASCAR podcasts. I listen to the Dale Jr. Download. I listen to Door Bumper Clear. I listen to the Teardown NASCAR weekly podcast. What else? Actions Detrimental. I'm always on. Damn it. I'm always on Twitter looking at what people are saying. And man, people in the NASCAR industry are a bunch of kiss asses. Like these people, like okay, so first of all, they're just now like realizing that we've been complaining about the playoffs, like more so talking about this format since 2014. It's like they had their ears covered since 2014, and they're just now uncovering their ears and just realizing like, oh, you guys hate this? You got Danielle Trotter putting out that tweet saying like, I forget what she said, but it was just like, no, like we can have like conflicted thoughts about like, okay, like, yeah, I'm happy. You could be happy for Harrison, but you could be happy for the Wood brothers, but this team does not belong in the playoffs. They're 34th in points. It's a reason why they're 34th in points. This dude only has like what, six top 20s this year? How can you defend that? And then people were saying the same shit about Austin Dillon a couple of weeks ago before they took his win away. You don't belong in the playoffs. I'm just catching up with you guys, chat. Um, Chrome Diesel, he said, I'm doing well. Thrilled about Rockingham. Will be a test to see how much support Rockingham have to be compelling. My bad, I can't talk tonight. Will have to be a compelling case to bring Cup to Rockingham. Yeah, if you can go there, go to that track. Go to that track. What if saying Rockingham is back? Hell yeah. Now during the off season they make it into Atlanta. Hey, don't play with me like that, man. Don't play. Don't play. No, we're not talking about politics. We're talking NASCAR. Go watch like no politics, please. Like I'm dead serious. Um, this isn't Lee Diffie's first rodeo in NASCAR either. Yeah, I know he called some races in 2017. Um, I think Michigan and Watkins Glen. I think some other race. I think Richmond. So um, yeah, Lee Diffie, man, he's top notch, man, top notch. The dude, he gives you goosebumps. Like when he was calling Indy 500 qualifying, man, and like a driver ends up putting up a big number, he'd be like 235, 235 by Scott Dixon. Like it's just I can't do his accent, but like he's top notch, man, top notch. We're lucky to have a commentator like him in NASCAR right now. Because right now, I mean, Mike Joy, he's still pretty solid, but you could tell he's starting to slip a little bit. Rick Allen was fine, but he wasn't. He's not Lee Diffie. Don't get me started on the other commentators that's in the lower series. I mean, Adam Alexander is pretty solid. I don't want to speak on Jamie Little. um, but yeah, go. Let's see. Yeah, but I just don't understand. Like these NASCAR media people, like, like I don't understand. I mean, they all got the same thought. Like they'll try to sit there and tell you, like, well, this is the game, and this is the game that NASCAR created. You don't have to explain to me what the game is. We know what the game is. What we're saying is that we want to see the game change. We hate the way the game is formatted. It's bullshit. That's what we're saying. We're not. You don't got to sit there and explain the game to me. You don't got to do that to none of us. Like it's that's the thing that irritates me. It's like we know, and then they'll try to sit there and tell you like, well, if you don't like it, then just stop watching. Like I saw Dave Moody's tweet today, and he was just sitting there looking like, yeah, I don't understand the backlash. Like it's, you know, I've never seen this much backlash in the past. Like that's because you block everybody. You block everybody. Like you can't see what people saying because you got 85% of the NASCAR community blocked. So I don't know, man. And that's why I was giving Andrew the producer over at Dale Tree and Download. He kind of I give him some credit. Like he called out how bullshit this format is. Like a 34th guy that's a guy that's 34th in points can just find his way into the playoffs. He just leapfrogged all these people to find himself in the playoffs. Nobody doesn't seem to like realize like how bad it is. Jordan Bianchi was trying to sit there and talk about, yeah, we don't want these guys getting out the car and saying like, yeah, we had a good points day. What's wrong with that? Auto racing, your points racing. It's about points. In auto racing, you don't live and die by losses. Why do you think these drivers like a top five and a top 10 is a good day? Because it's a good points day. And to be honest, I don't see what's wrong with saying like, oh, like I finished seventh today. You trying to accumulate as much points as possible to win the championship. You're trying to stay near that guy that's in front of you in points, or you're trying to increase the gap over the person that's behind you. I just got that. I just collected that, man. Damn it. But yeah, it's just I see nothing wrong with that. I mean, just listening to these podcasts all week and seeing these tweets, man, I was just getting irritated. That's why I put out that post on my community tab. What was that, yesterday? Because I was just getting pissed off. I'm just like, man, like, okay, like y'all all saying the same thing. Y'all don't get it, man. Like these media people don't get it. And that's what I'm saying. They drink the NASCAR Kool-Aid. Like they just y'all acting like a mouthpiece for NASCAR. Like, have y'all ever gone on YouTube and seen like if you type in NASCAR playoff on YouTube, you're gonna see way more negative videos about the playoffs. Oh shit. You're gonna see way more negative videos about the playoffs instead of positive ones. That's all you see when you type in NASCAR playoffs. How you can fix it, why it's terrible. Like, come on, man. But these people don't know that. And this goes to like, we need more Dave Despains and Robin Millers in the NASCAR media landscape. We really do. We desperately do. Those guys, they That's why I really miss Robin Miller. Rest in peace to him. I wish Dave Despain could come out of retirement. I miss those guys because those guys they had no filter, and we need more people like that in the NASCAR media landscape, man. I'm tired of these media members just acting like a mouthpiece for NASCAR. It's just irritating. That this is exactly why I stick to YouTube. I stick to YouTube because a lot of these guys on YouTube don't have a filter. That's why I tune in to, the Iceberg and What If Racing and Kamikaze Games, David Land, Jet MDK, Baloney Burger. Like these guys and so many others, man, they're gonna tell it how it is. Like you know, they're not gonna bullshit you. If they feel something, if they feel, they're gonna tell you how they feel. So because man, like you just trying to like the people that do this, like the people that's mainly guilty of like being mouthpieces for NASCAR is the people are the folks at Sirius XM Radio, Dave Moody, Brad Gilly, uh, who else? These guys are great announcers, by the way. I'm not trying to disrespect them. I don't like how they just are so pro NASCAR, acting like that everything is just rainbows and sunshine. Never want to call anything out. And I feel like just because you're critical of NASCAR doesn't mean you hate it. It's just tough love. When you care about something, of course you're gonna like um critique things. You're gonna critique it. You want it to be better. I want NASCAR to be better. All of us want NASCAR to be better. Just because we're criticizing it doesn't mean that we hate it. Don't try to sit there and tell us that, oh, don't watch then. Like, no, I'm going to continue to watch. I just hope that NASCAR can hear us and eventually make the changes that we want to see made. I believe in the term, the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and you know, you hope that they add horsepower to the cars eventually. You hope that they make the championship format legitimate again. I don't whether that's going back to a full season points format or going back to the 10-man chase, finding some way to not make it look like what it is now. Uh, let's see, man, I got on a tangent right there. um, let's see. Do you have a driver to root for at IndyCar? Alexander Rossi, and it's been rough, man. It's been rough. I'm an Alexander Rossi fan, and when I started watching IndyCar like full time, like watching every race, which was like around 2016 or 17, that's when he was like a legit championship contender, and he just fell off after like what 2020 or 2019 was like the last time he had like a pretty solid season, and ever since then he's like this barely in the top 10 car now. Um, So yeah, hopefully he can. And now he's out of the ride at McLaren, so I don't know where he's gonna go next. So, see how that goes. And if he gives you an old school feel, he can paint the race out for you. Yeah, he's Lee Diffie kind of. Oh shit, Lee Diffie kind of reminds me of a radio broadcaster, a radio announcer. Because that's what radio announcers do. They kind of paint the picture for you. So Lee Diffie, he kind of fits into that um Dave Moody, Brad Gilly category. Eli Gold. Let's see. I'm happy for Harrison, but now it put my driver in a tough situation. Mike is a Bubba fan. If y'all was curious, yeah, Bubba, he's yeah. Can he make up 21 points at Darlington? I don't know. I don't know. If Bubba wants to have a shot, if any of those drivers want to have a shot, um, their crew chiefs are gonna have to get them like a T Rex car, Jeff Gordon T Rex car. Win both stages, win the damn race. Hope your car can survive 500 miles at Darlington. I like how Lee would talk about the drivers and their sponsors. Yeah, there's things that he does that we haven't seen commentators do in a long time. I mean, just giving you chills, man, from the very start. That's what I had when the race started, and I was like, man, this he makes the event feel bigger than what it already is. So that's what you need. That's why I would love to see NBC cover the Daytona 500, man. Fox does. How does they do? How did they deserve? Like, I don't understand like how they negotiated that TV contract and was like, yeah, you know what, y'all can continue to cover the Daytona 500. We don't see any problem with y'all coverage. But you know that's it comes down to money and all that. So, but yeah, Lee Diffie, man, he's top notch. Like I said, let's see. I don't even care about the playoffs. I just care about Bush winning to keep the streak alive at this point. Only stakes I care about now, with how crazy this season has been. I still think Kyle Busch isn't going to win this season. And this is coming from somebody that likes Kyle Busch, by the way. That team is just they're improving. Now I say that, and Austin Dillon almost won at Richmond. I mean, he did win in Richmond. He just won it in a shitty way. But maybe Kyle Busch, I would love to see him get a car like how basically what Austin Dillon got at Richmond and just go out there and just kick ass. Like, come on now, if Austin Dillon can get a car like that, can I would like to think that they'll give Kyle Busch one eventually, right? Though, like if he's gonna win this season, I just don't think he will. I would love to be proven wrong though. I like Kyle Busch. He's in my top three of like favorite drivers right now in the Cup Series. So yeah, Brett Griffin and Brett. Sorry, I cannot talk tonight, y'all. Brett Griffin and Dave Moody are clowns. Yeah, I'll admit Brett Griffin is funny as hell. I will say that, but yeah, he's a clown though. Dave Moody, I can't stand like when you listen to those guys like people be calling in to Sirius XM radio and they be it's not like they coming off as assholes. The people that's calling in, they'll disagree about something that they don't like in NASCAR or whatever. And then the moment they start to be critical about something, they'll just hang up on them. They'll say something like, we don't got time to be hearing that. Like, if you don't want to watch, then quit watching then. And then they'll just hang up on the people, on the person. That's shitty, yo. That is shitty. Into the Sirius XM radio. I don't know why people even continue to do that. Everybody knows that Dave Moody and the rest of those guys can't take criticism, or they're a bunch of bootlickers for NASCAR. So it's like you wasted your time. You wasted your time calling into that show. Actually, I actually had one of my friends call into that show one time, and it didn't go bad if I can remember correctly. But yeah, they a bunch of they great announcers. I'm not gonna sit there and deny that. It's just I don't like how they just come off like they just act like NASCAR could do no wrong. We are passionate about the playoffs and NASCAR. Get rid of it. Preach, preach, Rufa. Trotter was talking about yeah, like she was talking about like how yeah, it's just like I don't like how like you can't just feel one way about everything, man. You can have conflicted thoughts about things. Brock Beer made a great video about the problems with the playoffs, and so is urinating tree. I watched the Brock Beer video. I haven't watched the urinating tree one, but I'm glad there's a lot of people making videos about calling out NASCAR and they bullshit. Cause it's been a lot going on over the past like 5 weeks, man. You know, the whole Indianapolis deal and throwing out unnecessary cautions. The playoffs just continues to just rear its ugly head. So I'm glad it's a lot of people, even people that's not even covering NASCAR like that, making videos about it. I like that. I am not doing good at this today. Let's see. Let's see. We know the game and we know it blows. Yep. Moody is trash. Dave Moody is a shield. He drives me nuts. Everybody can agree with you on that. If you don't like it, don't watch. Wait to market the product, boys. Exactly. Wild stat. Most of the time, a driver won't win a race. Gordon won 93 times and 800 starts. More often than not, you're not your points racing. Exactly. Exactly. What if? Exactly. They just. It's like NASCAR has forgotten what a caution is, and then they have forgotten. Um, it's like they've forgotten that hey, we're points racing here. This is not stick and ball sports to where you're judged by wins and losses. Like it's you're not you don't live and die by wins and losses. It's like they just forgotten about that. Do you think the cutoff stays the same this weekend? I don't think nothing. I mean, I know Darlington is like a attrition track, but I think it might stay the same. I think Chris Buescher might hang on. I think whoever wins this weekend is gonna be somebody that's already locked into the chase. Oh damn, Galactopus, I gotta hit the crazy Phoenix highways for rush hour, but we'll be listening later, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate that so much. I'm so behind the damn chat right now. This is kind of embarrassing. Um, KFB wins this weekend. That was some bad skills racing against the sun. This is my I'm off today when it comes to this game, man. Like I remember when I was playing this game like faithfully, I can put up a huge number. Like I'm only putting up like 3 million, 4 million today. I remember, man, I used to put up like 30 to 40 million every time I got on here. Now I'm only doing like 3, 4 million. I don't know. Like I'm just so rusty at this game. As a Bubba fan, I don't see him advancing to the playoffs. Uh, let's see. From the stories I heard and seen, NASCAR had a poll in 2003 about the chase for the Cup format. Most voted no, they don't want it, and they closed the poll and pissed fans off. Man, I remember like when you go on those J Ski news archives, I seen plenty of those type of polls that they had up. When I was making a video about, not the playoff video that I made just recently, like a couple of months ago. I'm talking about the one I made a couple of years ago, and people didn't want it. What people wanted was for NASCAR to just award more points to, the winner of a race. That's all they had to do during the 2003 off season, and they didn't do it. They was thinking about it, and then Brian France said, "Nah, I got something up my sleeve that's gonna, I ain't gonna say ruin the sport, but it's gonna create a lot of controversy." The fact that Jeff Gordon, he was on a boat ride with Jeff Gordon and was like, he told Jeff Gordon about the idea, and Brian France laughed. I mean, Jeff Gordon laughed right in his face after Brian explained, the whole playoff idea to him. Your biggest star is laughing at you about your idea. I would have scraped it immediately after, Jeff, laughed in my face about that. But Brian, he felt strong about it, so I don't need YouTube videos to see how awful the playoffs is. Yeah, we gone from racing to sports entertainment. That sounds about right. Uh, let's see. Bologna burger is probably the best. Yeah, man. Like keeping it real. Like a lot of these YouTubers, man. They Bologna burger is definitely one of them. What if? Um, you know, Jet MDK. Uh, Black Flags Matter. Like these guys. I like people that keep it real. I'm not a fan of that. Happy go lucky. And acting like everything is just all good, man. When really it's not. Trying to give the benefit of the doubt all the time to NASCAR. It's like no. Eric Step is way better than your tiny channel. Okay. Okay. I'm shrugging my shoulders right now. Yeah, let's see. NASCAR on Fox is so annoying and cringe. Hell yeah. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Uh 100. Moody is rude to the callers for no reason. Yeah, man. Like I'm not a fan of like, I just don't like that, man. Like people taking the time out of their day to call into your show, and then here you are just being a complete asshole to them. Like that wouldn't sit right with me. And I don't even know. Like I said, I don't understand why people even bother to call in when they know how Dave and a lot of those guys come off. Unless you call in and saying like, positive things about the sport, that's probably the only way they probably not gonna hang up on you. It's crazy, man. Let's see. Maloney Burger is the best NASCAR channel. Elite Precision is my second. Shoot, I'll take that. I appreciate that very much. Cars Boy 95. Wow, someone insulting you for no reason. That's dumb. I don't care, man. I mean, you know, I don't really care. When it comes to negative comments, I just ignore them. I don't. I'm not gonna sit there and go back and forth. Like I can have a discussion as long as you come off, not rude, and you disagree with me about something, whatever. I'm willing to have a discussion with you in the comments about things. Like I've done it plenty of times. But if you're gonna be putting comments like that, like I ain't finna give you the time of day. Screw you. So whatever when it comes to him, like I don't, like yeah, like Eric Easter has a bigger channel than me. No shit. Um, Saying that his channel is better than mine is subjective. Or people got their preference. So, but anyway, um, it's all good, Mike. You don't gotta worry about it. I don't like the schedules, to be honest. Hmm. Y'all remember when Jimmy Spencer rightfully dogged NASCAR for fining Hamlin 25K for giving malcritical a lot of people in the media right now? I mean, Jeff Gluck, I don't got anything against Jeff Gluck. I appreciate Jordan Bianchi breaking the news and finding out the details. That's the main reason why I listened to the teardown. But you know, I'm not. It's just that I'm disagreeing with them. It just because I'm saying what I'm saying about them today doesn't mean I'm gonna stop listening to them. It's just that this week it just really stood out to me. It really stood out to me about like just like man, y'all just don't want to critique the playoffs. Um. Oh yeah, Dale Jr. was talking about how even he's kind of like defending the playoffs to a certain extent. He's sitting there saying like I can understand if this was like a issue every year, but it's not. And I'm sitting there looking like Junior. It is. It is an issue every year. Like this has happened so many times since they went to this format. Did he forget AJ Allmendinger? Like, and what he was talking about was like they was talking about like yeah, a guy being like deep in the points and winning a race and then being locked in. And he was talking about like how he don't realize that that's not an issue every year. It is an issue every year, just about. So that's why I was kind of looking confused when I was sitting there listening. I'm like, Junior, what are you talking about? Like this is an issue every year. Like the NASCAR media has finally woken up and seen all the backlash about the playoffs, about how winning your end sucked. It's exhausting talking about this. You just wish things could change eventually. Shouldn't we be having this discussion if they just would have, um, went with more points awarded to the winner. That's all they had to do. If they wanted wins to matter more, then that we wouldn't be sitting here having this discussion right now. So, um, how or who got you into racing? When did you fall in love with NASCAR? I got a whole video out. I made a video like a year ago talking about like how I got into NASCAR. To keep the story short, um, it was NASCAR video games, playing NASCAR 2001 on the PS1, and just and then eventually I found out that it was a real NASCAR was a real thing, and saw it on TV and never looked back. So, and then fortunately, I got a brother, and my dad watches it as well. So, um, I'm not the only one in the family that likes to watch it. Um, Keeping up, trying to keep up with the chat. Uh, I stay really invested in the regular season championship, but I check out around this time of the year every season. I mean, even when the playoffs start, like that's what I'm gonna be paying attention to mainly. That's what I do every year. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Racing Reference get rid of like the Winston Cup? I went on Racing Reference the other day and I saw that they just had like the I think I went to the 2000, what season was that I was looking up? I forgot. It was like during the Chase era though, but they didn't have the full season points like after the Chase, like what the points would look like under like the full season points. I don't know if they got rid of that. I hope they didn't. That'd be so messed up. Um. Eric seems to be filtered a bit. Depends NASCAR about playoffs and stages. Eric Estep he can be a little critical. Uh, he's pretty PG. He's a good content creator. Um, I ain't gonna lie, I stopped watching him for a little while, like around that 2018, 2019 time period. Uh, because it just seemed like he was giving NASCAR the benefit of the doubt all the time, and I was just kind of sitting there looking like, all right, man, like there's no way that you think this. but I started tuning back into him. He does a good job. I don't got anything against him. All I'm saying is that he is like, more on the PG side. He does seem like he definitely does have a filter, which is fine. I mean, uh I kind of get it. Well, actually, I don't. But let me just stop talking about this. Um, but yeah, overall, like I don't have an issue, too big of an issue. I mean, he is PG. I wish he could be a little bit more unfiltered. He can be at times, but you know, yeah. Uh, oh, wow. Oh, wow. The iceberg in here. Wow, man. What's up, man? Damn, that just caught me off guard. Yeah, wow. That just caught me off guard. What is going on, man? Racing Ref is owned by NASCAR now. I didn't even know that. Wow. Um, they didn't been using it lately. Wrote a year by year comparison of Delsing and Jeff Gordon. Wow. Wow. Yeah, okay, so maybe I was just looking at it wrong when I was on Racing Reference the other day because I didn't see it. I was trying to look for it and I didn't see like the full season points. Um I don't know if it was just acting dumb that day or what. But man, like I really hope that NASCAR they look into, you know, going back to the Rockingham deal for a sec because I can't stop talking about Rockingham. I hope they like even if the crowd is not amazing next year when it comes to the Xfinity and Truck Series, they they still try to look into going there for the Cup Series next year because you got to give it like a true shot to see if like they're gonna show up. Like the Truck Series and Xfinity Series, they don't got big names, and this is why I'm saying that they need to have Cup stars run these races next year to like generate interest because no offense to Matt Crafton and Stuart Friesen and Ty Majeski, but these guys don't draw. Like they're not a big draw. So I don't understand. My apologies for the background noise. Ambulance just went by. Iceberg knows about that. but but yeah, like you gotta like give it at least one shot, like one true shot. See if they show up for like the Cup Series, and I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they will. Because they keep doing this thing to where they'll bring the lower series back to Rockingham, and then they'll just kind of, the Cup Series never returns. And like I said, the Truck Series for a truck race, the crowd wasn't that bad. It was not bad at all. Even the second year, it wasn't sold out, obviously, but I think that crowd was enough to. It should have been enough to persuade NASCAR and say like, "Hey, let's take the Cup Series back here." The following year, the very next year, and they would have showed up. Especially during this time period, you still had Dale Jr. racing. You had Jeff Gordon. You had Tony Stewart. You had Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Greg Biffle. All these guys were still racing at the time. They was gonna, they was gonna show up. You just need Pete. Like that's my fear is that like yeah, Rockingham is back, but are these guys in the lower series? They're not a big draw. So this is why I'm saying like I hope Chase Elliott, like I said, I hope they go full on 2007 mode. Just bushwhacking just for that weekend. I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear that, but I'm I want this track to stay on the schedule. I don't want it to go anywhere. And I want the Cup Series to go there eventually, like points paying race, not no All Star race. Like have a points paying race. Uh, yeah, I'm about to read that comment from Iceberg. Funny, like you just pop into the stream and then that's when the ambulance just went on by. So it's just something about you and these ambulances, man. Like we'll argue Jeff Gordon was better because he was way more versatile. Who you talk about? Like who you comparing Jeff Gordon to? You talk about to Jimmy? You talk about me and my buddy was actually thinking about doing a video, like a collab video. I got a buddy of mine that he just started his channel not that long ago, and we was talking about doing a collab. He's a big Jimmy Johnson fan, and we was gonna like do it in a unique way of like trying to. I think Jeff Gordon is better than Jimmy Johnson, and he thinks otherwise. And we were just gonna like talk about like why, like we were just gonna break it down to like everything, like versatility, um, who had the better prime, and like who's more clutch, stuff like that. We always been looking into that, and we still trying to like figure out how we're gonna do it. But I want to do a video with him like that one day. Um, but yeah, man, like yes, I do think Jeff Gordon is. I think Jeff Gordon is like the best, like NASCAR driver. Went against the stiffest competition. Some people are going to disagree with that. I know he didn't win under. I guess the only thing you can really question Jeff Gordon about is his clutchness. He wasn't the most clutch driver, and the reason I say that is because of he never won a championship under a format that requires to be clutch. To turn it on during the last 10 weeks of the season. So, damn it. Uh, got all the big names here tonight. Yeah, like that's shocking. I'm in disbelief right now. I can't believe I got these people these guys tuning in. I really appreciate it though. I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight, man. Everybody, y'all just continue to show out every time. Like no matter if I put a video out or live stream, whatever, I really appreciate it so much. Like y'all have no idea like how much it means to me. So, let's try to keep up with the chat because I'm behind. Of the 22 years, Dale beat Gordon. 12 to 10, and Dale had less races to get wins, top fives and top tens, etc. I should show it next time on stream. Um, let's see. From talking with some behind the scenes, attendance wasn't the issue before. More management and higher ups trying to brush it under the rug. I heard about that too. I heard about when it comes to Rockingham. I did hear about that. Um, that's why I was saying like I always wish that, and like I said before, that track was owned by both ISC and SMI at one point, and it's crazy how like it was owned by both of those big corporations, and it just never, you know, it didn't really mean anything, unfortunately. But I'm just glad that it's getting the opportunity again to possibly be like hopefully be on the NASCAR schedule for good this time. The Rock should give the command for next year's race at the Rock. They need to. I mean, I that would make sense. uh, from 1996 to 1998, Jeff Gordon had 33 wins and two cup wins to cup titles. Larson's probably the only guy who can match Byron's 6-win season this generation right now. Maybe beat the record if he wins 3 of the next 11 races. If Larson can quit crashing and you know stepping on his damn like if he can quit screwing up, then yeah. I always tell people that imagine if he wasn't this checker or records guy, man. Larson can be the next Jimmy Johnson or Jeff Gordon. It's frustrating, especially being a fan of Larson. It's frustrating seeing this like they got all this speed. This guy is incredibly skilled, and then it's just like, oh, mistake. Whether it's by Larson or Cliff Daniels doesn't really make bad calls like that too frequently. The pit crew would kind of get in the way at times, but it's mainly on Larson. Like Larson's the one that mainly costs them, wins, and it's just frustrating. Especially like if you're a fan of Larson like me, like it's frustrating. And it's fun, seeing Larson drive on edge. That's the reason why I'm a fan of his. But there's times to where I wish you could just back it down just by like 5%, 5%. I feel like that's not enough. I mean, I feel like that's doable. I apologize. I cannot talk tonight for some reason. Um, but yeah, like if he could just back it down, he can easily become the next Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson. It's really frustrating seeing that. I never seen a team like have so much speed. And the thing about it, like when you look at like if you follow Trey Ryan on Twitter, um, the guy that keeps up with all the metrics and stats and all that. Every time he posts something about the Cup Series, Larson's at the top. Like I'm talking about like positive metrics. He's always in the top five or like leading like a category. Imagine if he can quit, you know, like crashing and just execute more, man. Like you could easily become like one of the most dominant drivers by far in the field. He got the raw pace. Now you just got to put the racecraft together with that raw pace, and you'll be good to go. It's crazy because he's 32 years old and he drives like a damn 19-year-old sometimes. It's it's I don't know, man. Like it's kind of frustrating. Even if I wasn't a Larson fan, I would still kind of get irritated at that. Like, man, like, can you just put a season? I mean, he did he that 2021 season, but I would like for him to do that more often, to where you're not crashing all the time and you're actually finishing where you're supposed to finish. Uh, Ever since Larson boasted about Verstappen, he's been driving like an idiot. Well, he's been doing that since his title. To be fair, he's been driving. He's been driving. I admit he has been like overdoing it ever since this next gen car. I don't know if that's him just trying to find a limit or what. I don't know. He has made a lot of mistakes in this next gen car, which is uh, especially in 2022. Like I hate looking back on 2022 because that was like the season where he was really like fucking up, really fucking up. And then, you know, kind of the same of last year, just a little bit less. And then this season, he kind of started off the season pretty consistent. And then when the summertime got here, he just said, "Oh, back to my 2022 self." Damn, I thought I had a. Damn it. But yeah, he just needs to get it together eventually, man. Start driving like a veteran all the time. I think it has to do with the current format. Drivers don't look at bigger picture with consistency whenever drivers is locked into the playoffs thanks to a win earlier the year. That's a good point. Like once you get a win, like you pretty much stop points racing. But then again, you kind of do want a points race because you got the regular season championship and that gets you 13 um not 13, 15 playoff points. So you want to put the consistency together, um, so you can, have those extra playoff points. If you win the regular season championship, you get to have those playoff points. So, but I do know what you mean though. Like if you end up wrecking out, it really don't mean anything. You're still locked into the playoffs regardless. I mean, so and then it's weird because look who's leading the regular season championship right now. Tyler Reddick, who is pretty similar to Kyle Larson. They both got raw pace. They like to put it on the edge, but it seemed like Tyler Reddick is learning to be, unless this is the only season he's gonna be like this. Um, he's learning to like finish races and finish like where he was running all day. And yes, I get it that he has some wins that got away from him, but he hasn't been making no big mistakes like Kyle Larson this year, where he's just doing things that's just costing him a lot of points. And I wish Kyle Larson could become basically like what Tyler Reddick is this year, to where you just put some consistency together, man. Larson would have that win record of most in the modern season if he would chill. Yeah, um, I agree. Trust me, everything y'all saying right now, like I've said about Larson, I've been saying about him for mainly during this next gen era. Like if he could just chill out, man, just dial it back just 5%, you'll be good to go. I don't know if like if he lets that sprint car side of him get out when he's in a stock car, and that's not always a good thing. Because in a sprint car, you just go, 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 go. Like in a stock car, you got to be. There's times to where you got to be methodical, and it's the races are long. You can't just push, push, push all the time. Because eventually it's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Larson, he burns his tires up and shit like that. Just like I'm thinking about Homestead last year. Before he even ran into the tire barrels, like he burnt his shit up, lost the lead to Brian Blaney, and then, uh, then of course coming on the pit road, made himself look like an idiot, ran to the damn tire barrels. I ain't gonna lie, man. I wanted to crawl into a damn hole after that shit. After that shit happened, I was like, man, damn. I was afraid to go on Twitter after that. I'm like, do I really want to launch on Twitter right now after that just happened? So, um, yeah, like wrecking my drive at Michigan. That shit wasn't intentional. Calm down, Mike. I can tell, man. I hope Bubba fans don't be sitting there trying to blame Larson for why, like the reason. If Bubba Wallace don't make the chase this weekend, I hope Bubba fans don't be sitting there looking like, man, I blame Kyle Larson for, he's the reason why Bubba didn't make it. I'm be like, hey, Bubba had like what 24 races. He had a whole regular season to get a win, or he had other races to get away. Man, don't do this. I'll be sitting there looking crazy. Like, hey, come on. Oh yeah, I know you joking, yo. I know you joking. Uh, Tyler Reddick, the driver I've had my eyes on for a while, he could have 10 wins this season. Shit, he better get to winning then. We got like what 11 races left, and he only got 2 wins this season. If Tyler Reddick's gonna win 10 races, um he's gonna have to get on it. Basically, win just about every race this the rest of the season. I do think that Tyler Reddick is gonna take it a step, like he's gonna step it up a little bit more throughout the chase. That team, man, they hitting on all cylinders right now. I got him in my final four, but you just don't know how these playoffs are gonna go, man. Like, and then if he wins the regular season title, I mean that gives him 15 playoff points. But man, like you think about Atlanta is in the playoffs, and then you got Talladega, and then you just never know what else can happen. I mean, just look at Martin Truex last year. I mean, he was the hottest driver going into the playoffs last year, and then he just shit the bed big time. And I was just kind of sitting there looking like, damn, who saw this coming? I felt bad for Truex too, man, because you know at that time I already knew like man he don't have that many seasons left in him. So and you want to see Martin Truex get number two when it comes to his a second title. It's crazy how he's been so close to getting that second title ever since he won one back in 2017. Uh, I'm blaming Reddick if Buescher misses the playoffs though for real. Yeah, man, I feel that's another driver I feel bad for this year, man. Chris Buescher, man, I feel bad for him because he thought he had a win at Kansas and he lost it. He lost, you know, we know the whole story about Kansas, like closest finish in NASCAR history. Lost by that much, and then he had a chance to win Darlington until Tyler Reddick just bonds out in there, and man, like they haven't really shown the speed throughout the summer. It's like they started off the season pretty well, and then they kind of like they've kind of become like this 10th to 15th place car. Excuse me, um, for throughout the summer. So yeah, but man, I hope he can hang on though, and to be honest, I kind of hope he hangs on and makes the chase. So give me one sec. What sucks for Bubba is he got leapfrogged by Harrison. Yeah, Bubba would have been cool. He would have been straight had he had Harrison not won that race. He was gonna need like Parker Restloff or I'm trying to think about who else is like in contention during that last lap. Like if Parker Restloff would have won that race, I mean he would have been fine because Parker he doesn't run full time obviously. Oh you said Tyler Reddick almost won 10 races this year. My bad. I misread that. My bad. Um. Oh, ECC 48. Thank you for the 99 cent super chat. I appreciate that. And JC for the $1 super chat. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all really don't have to do that, but I appreciate it so much. Rufa, you saying I'm telling y'all, watch the Hocevar kid in the future. Do y'all know that Carson Hocevar has not DNF'd this year? If I'm not mistaken, I think Trey Ryan put out a stat on Twitter, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Damn, he hasn't DNF'd this year." I was kind of surprised by that. That's crazy. After everything that Carson went through in the Truck Series, you would think that like, man, this dude's about to DNF a lot this year. Um, and he's kind of kept it clean, which is very surprising. Damn it. I think that's my highest score today, I think. Let's see. Oh, one DNF. Okay. Put Carson in better equipment. I bet he would dominate. Yeah, I'm just waiting on Carson to get that big opportunity with a big team. He just gotta quit doing stupid shit. Um, I think he's been fine as of late, but what was that, Nashville when he was trying to right hook Harrison Burton under caution? And then he tried to then he I think they interviewed him. I think Bob Pockrass interviewed him, and he was basically not taking accountability for it. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like I like Carson Hocevar. I know like he's talented, but it's like, dude, like just quit making these mistakes, man. Like quit making these boneheaded moves. My conspiracy theory was Truex was upset over Sherry's death. His fall off happened at the same time she passed away. In 2022, he divorced her. I think relationships either peaked or break him in the car. I hope that wasn't the case. Cause damn, that's messed up. I want to see. I mean, I think we all can agree that we want to see Truex get one more win before he bounce. By the way, he is supposed to be running the Daytona 500. He just hasn't confirmed what team he's gonna be running for yet. Maybe a third, or maybe a fourth, depending if 2311 gets a third charter. But maybe a 2311 car. Who knows? Busher did not even have to win. Darlington could have finished second or third, but Reddick killed his car and wound up in the 30s. That points day would be the leading reason if he didn't make it. Yeah, yeah, man. Chris Busher, I really thought that. Thinking of Chris Busher now, I'm thinking of his owner, Brad Keselowski. I was really expecting Brad to he's what, 40 years old. This is like when you I thought that Brad was gonna be super consistent this year. I thought that he was gonna like break Gordon's. I thought he was gonna get like 30 top tens in a season like Gordon. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy saying that, but the speed that they showed last year, I thought that Keselowski was gonna get 2 wins. That's still possible, but I had him winning the regular season championship, which obviously ain't about to happen now. And I had him being so consistent in making the final four. Now he can still make the final four, but I thought that he was gonna just like hammer away like top 10 after top 10 after top 10 every week and just be real consistent. And he just hasn't done that this year. He started off the season kind of poor, but um he been doing all right since then. Hocevar and Gibbs, I guess he was meant to say are the wave of the future. Yeah, Ty Gibbs, I'm waiting on him to we're all waiting on him to get that first career win. And I thought like he kind of took a step back this year. Like he had a pretty solid rookie year. We seen him like come on during like the second half of the season, and then he kind of carried that into the first half of the season. And he just kind of like ever since like race, I don't know, like 10 or 11, he just hasn't looked the same. Because he was showing like winning speed at the beginning of the year. Now, to his defense, he has had a lot of like mechanical failures and like engines blowing up and all that. But even when he doesn't have that stuff going on, he just hasn't he just hasn't had the speed, like winning speed. Just to give y'all a heads up, I'm gonna do this for 25 more minutes and I'm gonna call it a day. Once again, I appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. Like I'm blown away right now. That's probably why I can't talk straight. I don't know. Um, Gibbs in the playoffs, and I hardly noticed him that this year. Yeah, he's been he hasn't had a bad season. He just took a step back from last year. Like the pace that he had last year, he's he's kind of he's not showing that right now. Now you just never know. He can probably heat up in the playoffs if he end up making it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do this for like another 24 minutes. So I'm gonna end this stream at 8:30 Central Time, and then I don't want to hold y'all for too long. Um, Man, like I can't say thank y'all enough, man. Like it's been a crazy day. It really has been a crazy day from the Rockingham announcement, Lime Rock, just the schedule in general. And then getting on here with you guys and seeing the names that popped in the stream tonight. Um, the big names like What If and Iceberg, Baloney Berg. I appreciate y'all so much to for joining. About to jump on some GT7. Great stream, bro. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that, man. Don't get your ass up on GT7. Go win. I'm thinking about re-downloading that game, to be honest. Gran Turismo 7. I deleted that game a while ago because I just wasn't playing it. Um, hey, you're ending the stream at a great time. Time for me to go get dinner. All right, unknown element. I'll catch you later. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the stream, man. No, Mike, not top five. Go win the damn race. Go win the damn race, man. Go win. I need you to win. When I end the stream, you better hopefully you send me a picture of the race results, and I better see your name at the top. Man, speaking of Gran Turismo, I know this ain't about NASCAR no more. I said what I had to say about the schedule and the NASCAR media. Um, Man, I wish they could add NASCAR to Gran Turismo. I really wish they can add NASCAR to Gran Turismo just to hold us over until NASCAR 25 comes out. We need something. I'm tired of playing NASCAR Heat 5. I'm actually about to run. I rejoined the league that I was part of. I'm running part time though, so. But I'm tired of NASCAR Heat 5 though. I just want to play. I pray that NASCAR 25 is good. I mean, we all praying for it, but we still got a whole nother year, man. Like, I need something to play. That's right, Rufa. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. um, Honestly, I would like to see NASCAR in any major simcade again. Yeah, like it's weird that Gran Turismo 7 has Daytona. They added Watkins Glen into the game. They got some of these NASCAR tracks, and I get it, other racing series race at those tracks, but still, like, it's like, come on, man. Like, you got Formula One cars on there and all that. Like, just go ahead and add, like, you don't even gotta add the actual NASCARs. You can just add like a generic looking, a generic like stock car, kind of like what Project Cars 1 did. Um, Everybody starting to bounce out of here. All right, Chrome Diesel, I see you around. Same to you, one wise guy. Thank y'all for joining, man. I appreciate it. Uh, I know they got Camaros, Mustangs, and Supras in GT7. The community has a ton of NASCAR paints you can download. Yeah, it was the same thing with GT7. Um, I made a ton of NASCAR liveries on GT7 because the livery editor they got on these Gran Turismo games nowadays. Man, it's so good. Like you can download the decals that you need, and you can make everything just look accurate. And I spent hours and hours and hours in the paint booth, hours just just making NASCAR schemes. So that was pretty fun. And then racing them on online a little bit. Project Cars 1, NASCAR was fictional. Yeah. Pretty much it was pretty much fictional. It was based off of 90s a 90s stock car, like a early 90s NASCAR, if I'm not mistaken. I also picked up NASCAR Arcade Rush with my PS5 last week at some point, and I got to dig through all that junk. Yeah, I guess JC. I remember you was telling me about you and Kamikaze are supposed to be playing NASCAR Inside Line online around Thanksgiving. You want me to join? I gotta dig my PS5, not my PS5, my PS3 out, because I wouldn't mind doing that. I just gotta dig my PS3 out. Man, it's gonna feel tripped out playing that game again if I end up doing that. It's gonna be crazy. Great value NASCAR Cup cars on P Cars One. That's pretty accurate, Mike. That's pretty accurate. Yeah. Oh, NASCAR 14, sometime in October. Okay. I really wish the PS5 was backwards compatible, man, so I don't have to dig out my PS3. Because I think I still got NASCAR Inside Line laying around somewhere in my closet. I mean, not NASCAR Inside Line, NASCAR 14. I got NASCAR Inside Line as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man. Um, but yeah, man, like I just need a game to hold me over until next year. This NASCAR 25 ain't coming out until the fall of 2025. So it's like we need something. I'm trying to get back to F1, but hey, what happened? Oh, yeah, but I'm just trying to see, you know, just trying to stay on something, trying to have something keep me occupied until then. So everybody's disappearing. Five people left. Maybe I'll end it a little bit sooner. You know what? I'm gonna end it in 5 minutes since everybody's kind of like rolling up out of here. So I'll end it at 8:20. Uh, let's see. Oh, I forgot. You should join the Bologna Burger stand on Discord Elite. We'd love to have you talk NASCAR. I would join it. I'm gonna try to join it tomorrow. If somebody could just, I gotta find it and then I'm gonna join it because I forgot to do it last time. So my apologies for that. um, I see now. P Cars One did have a ginger cup 90s style cup car. Yeah, it was like a generic looking early 90s car, cup car. It was fun to drive though. It was fun to drive. But man, Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6, like those were the days, man. Like if Mike is still in the chat, like he'll tell you, like those were the days. Like we was everybody. We ran Daytona mainly, but it was fun. It was very fun. I kind of want to see if I can go to 2 or 3 races next year. It just depends on if I'm getting those weekends off. You know what? That's the amount of races that I kind of want to go see as well. Um, what races you trying to see? Have you been kind of looking at like narrow it down to like what you want to like any races in your area that you want to see, or you trying to travel? I know for me, like I said, I'm trying to go to the Indianapolis 500 next year. Maybe well they moved Gateway, but just because they move it doesn't mean that I still like that's probably Gateway. Maybe the Chicago Street Course if the tickets are not outrageous. That's like a 30 or 40 minute drive for me if they if I end up going. And then I'm looking into going to Michigan again and maybe even maybe the Brickyard again. I just hope that it's not a ghost town at the Brickyard 400. It like when I went to the Brickyard 400 this year, um it wasn't bad at all, but now that people seen how the racing is, it's like, are they gonna come back next year? Like, I don't know. It just felt tripped out being inside of that facility. It was crazy. Just breathtaking, just walking into that facility and seeing racing at that track. Like, such a historic track, and I'm glad to have sat and watched a race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Like, that's crazy. But I guess I'm gonna end it off with that. It's slowing down. Who I see is what 4 people left. Um, 4 people left in here. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and like I said, I can't thank y'all enough just for the support, man. Like thank you guys for support. I don't know, like I'm surprised that you guys watch my stuff, and it's always surprising to me. So I'm very thankful to have the following that I got. It's shocking. So um yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just end this off. Nice talking to you guys, and I think I need to get up out of here anyway because I'm. You can tell I'm tired. Like I cannot talk today at all. So um hope everybody have a good night, and y'all have a good one, and catch you later.